Jarrid Rosen, owner, Black Label Protection. Can you tell me what you do?
So what we do is we have a boutique style concierge executive protection. So it sounds all fancy schmancy, but what we like to focus on is relationships with people. It's a people industry. People need to trust you. People need to rely on you. There's a loyalty factor. And sometimes companies get really big and they lose that it. And what we're trying to focus on are those relationships.
Yes. I have a very good friend, a retired special agent FBI, and he has a very similar approach of, hey, I don't need to bust the door down and break your head open in the first second. It's like, well, let's have a conversation. And by the way, my number one, I've been asked before, what is my number one skill or gift or whatever, like my role in all of this that I'm doing here? It's my ability to have my relationships with my clients. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have a business.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I've been wanting to talk to you just in general for such a long time.
Didn't we have a coffee like 4 or 5 years ago in Summerlin area?
It had to have been that long ago. And then we ran into each other in Red Rock.
You were working.
Yes. I think we just kept bumping into each other.
Look, first and foremost, Jarrid Rosen, owner, Black Label Protection. Let me say, I've been a big fan of your brother for 20 years.
Correct. That's how we met.
That's how we met. You are a few years older than I and he. Yes. And I have just such fond memories of him. Farrell, you wonderful man, you. What a man he is.
He's a mensch.
He's a big mensch.
Yeah.
I haven't, and he was a mensch then too, you know? I was this wild animal, just misbehaved, whatever, kid. And he was always like this, like the North Star, this is an example of good behavior. And just like of a good dude, even then.
He's soft and gentle and kind and respectful. Take the shirt off his back.
Yes, I know. Always has been.
Risk avert.
Yeah.
Like he came here.
Opposite of you then.
He came here. He went through the experiences that you guys had as young kids and found that it just wasn't for him. And wanted to be more around his family.
He came here, on a scholarship or something?
I think our family had green cards for years. So we'd been coming for many, many years before we did. And I was here, so felt a little comfortable having at least somebody with you.
You came why?
When I was 12 years old, my family came to the U.S.
Mm-hmm. From South Africa?
From South Africa. We had green cards. And I think my dad, with the situation in South Africa, which always has been and always will be
scary,
politically unstable. So he's a smart man. He was planning ahead. And we came. We had family in LA, we had family in Vegas, so we thought, well, let's visit those places. And again, early 90s, we come out to the U.S. for a couple weeks, have the best experience of our lives. It's a culture shock back then. We're living in post-apartheid. So we didn't have the things that the U.S. had.
Yeah.
It was a different world. A movie came out here, we didn't get it for 2 years.
Wow.
So if we saw it on the plane, we were already ahead of the game. And then we show up back in South Africa wearing the high-top Reebok pumps, silly things, Yankees hats, Dodgers shirt. People go,
celebrity.
You get that.
Yeah.
Got it in America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think for me it was coming back every once in a while. I just realized the American dream hit me. And as soon as I could, I was out. And I wanted to after high school. And in hindsight, I think it was a better choice, but my parents convinced me to stay. And I went to college and graduated college in December and was in Vegas in March.
Wow.
I was done. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be American. So technically, I'm African American, but
you are.
The U.S. government does not recognize.
Doesn't recognize that. Yeah. Oh wow. Can you tell me what you do?
So what we do is we have a boutique style concierge executive protection. So it sounds all fancy schmancy, but what we like to focus on is relationships with people. Now we talk about security. I've been doing this for 22 years. And you think of the hard skills, the fighting, the shooting, the driving, all the tactical things, probably the things you see on the TV,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
the movies.
I'm thinking of
It's-
Jason Statham right now. One of my man crushes, Mr. Statham. That's
He's got a good look.
He's got a very
He's
good look. Yes, yes.
It's not that fancy schmancy. You know, it's a people relationship. It's a people industry. People need to trust you. People need to rely on you. There's a loyalty factor. And sometimes companies get really big and they lose that it. And what we're trying to focus on are those relationships so that people know when you come to us, it's not your job to worry about, am I going to get there on time? Am I going to the right place? Who's the contact to be in touch with? It's a lot of concierge security. It's customer service. This is customer service city. Vegas is customer service. And some people have lost that. So when you deal with high-end executives, high net worth people, celebrities, athletes, they could be in insurance, they could be in banking, they could be in pharmaceuticals, they could, whatever industry they're in, they want to be taken care of. They want to be, you're essentially an assistant.
Well, an assistant with a gun that can take the life of somebody else at a moment if necessary.
And that's the work that's done behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's not the client's responsibility.
I get it, but they know, like, it's just so...
They know that it will get done, and they know that it will get done right. But when they get back on that plane, and they wave to you from that window, and they look at their assistant or their significant other, and they go, that's who I want next time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old saying is that people don't remember what you said and what you did. They remember how they felt.
Yeah, I like that.
And when we've had people come to us and go, what you guys did differently is why we're coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you had to fight somebody or you had to, God forbid, shoot somebody or you had to evade, on the streets. They didn't have to worry while they were there. They could go to their meetings. They could go to their shows, their concerts. They could go to dinner. They didn't have to watch their backs. There are some very paranoid clients.
Yeah, probably for good reason.
For very good reason.
When you said insurance, of course, the first thing I thought of is United. I think, my God, look what happened.
It was an unfortunate situation. And I think there are some clients who sometimes don't feel the need or the insignificance of having somebody with them. That's an unfortunate situation. Sometimes a board is the one who decides you have security rather than yourself.
Interesting.
Which can be integrated into your family, which changes their whole dynamic as well.
Again, I'm highly interested in what you do, so let me just start with maybe what might be some layman questions. But, first of all, how did you get into this? I'm very interested. Is there military or martial arts or
no military, no law
background?
enforcement? I'm what's considered in the industry as career EP, executive protection.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are military, law enforcement.
Because they build up skill sets in those.
Correct.
And
after they retire, they automatically fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I did karate since I was 6.
Mm-hmm.
A rambunctious kid.
Yeah.
My mom said at 5 I was a terrorist.
Yeah.
And I did gymnastics. And after the gymnastics class, they cleared everything out. The karate kids came in. I'm like, that's what I want to do. And my mom was like,
Yeah.
we're not teaching you how to punch and kick people. Yeah. My 6th birthday rolled around, threw my gymnastics clothes in the trash. Started karate. It saved my life. Changed me as a person, changed the trajectory. I ended up traveling the world for karate.
Wow.
National tournaments, international tournaments, winning world championships. And so it kind of was my whole world. And when I got to, I think it was around 16 or 17, I started to notice within our community, I went to a Jewish day school. We would start going to weekends away or summer camps. And there were always these people around. And started to realize, well, this is security. And they were people of our community. We knew them. And then I got to the end of high school and kind of got recruited based on, I guess they thought a certain skill set that I had.
Personality.
Certainly, I think I was very outgoing and popular, so I knew a lot of people, got into it, and it was completely volunteer. It was a community security organization that was completely volunteer, and I just loved it.
This is still in South
This
Africa.
is still in South Africa, and started volunteering. Sometimes it was outside of my own synagogue, sometimes it was at an event, and evolved. And I was with them for probably 4 years, started to move my way up, and you start, again, based on liability and concerns of that nature, they train you. And people would come in and out and get certain training, and that's where I thrived. It was again, people focus on the hard skills. For me, it was easier to focus on relationships. I'm not a big guy. I'm not. I'm not what you see in the movies. I'm not the 6'3", 250-pound, just stack of muscle.
You don't have to be.
Just people mover.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I can come up to you and go, "What's your name? Why are you here? Where are you from? Do you need help?" People give away clues very quickly when you disarm them, but just with words. The verbal judo is essentially what it is. "Oh, I'm Jarrid. I'm with security, and I need to ask you a few questions."
Sure.
The response is very different to, "Hey, Alex, I've never seen you here before. Where do you usually go?
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
How can I help you?"
I have a good friend.
They break down that barrier.
Yes. I have a very good friend, retired special agent FBI, and he has a very similar approach of, hey, I don't need to bust the door down and break your head open in the first second. It's like, well, let's have a conversation. Yeah. Let's have a conversation.
And
You build
usually
respect
you'll
with people
get
that
what
way.
you want.
Yeah. But you're,
Ultimately, you get what you want with a different tactic.
well, you're doing that from, correct me if I'm wrong, with you're sensing an issue and you're approaching it in your own unique way that if you need, look, you know what he said, I think, to me once? He says, you can always dial it up. You just really can't dial it down.
Yes.
You can dial it up in a
Once
second.
it's dialed up, you're
Yeah.
you're there.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that. Wow. And just speaking to the size thing, I don't think the size matters at all.
It definitely doesn't.
It does not.
Unfortunately, to some clients, it does.
Wow.
And some clients have a preference. I guess it depends on what type of exposure
I get it.
they have. Some of them are putting in requests for certain types of looks, whether it's color, whether it's gender, ethnicities.
Yeah.
There are certain specifics that people are requesting, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's just because they're not educated in what is actually going to be done.
Well, for me, it's like I couldn't care less what the person looks like. I care that I'm safe, personally.
Correct.
And on the subject of size, too, I for a very short time, about 20 years ago or so, I lived in L.A., and I was going to a guy named Roy, and he was a very, very well-known Krav Maga practitioner.
Right.
This dude was like, I'm telling you, not a pound over 140 pounds, maybe 145. Okay, small guy, smaller than me. I'm 5'9".
Right.
This man, I'm like getting chills to think about what that man was capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, from a size perspective, it's God forbid someone double his size would mess around with this guy.
My son's jiu-jitsu instructor is in the law enforcement industry here in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big niche of the type of clients that go to his school. I think he's 5'5".
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You would look at this man on the street and not think anything of it.
Yeah. I've often said
That is the assumption that will get you into trouble.
in big trouble.
Yes.
Big trouble. I've often said, God forbid somebody starts something with this Roy guy. God forbid for them.
Will turn you into a pretzel.
A pretzel. Yes. Yeah. Wow.
But again, it's the impression you get when you're out there. It's because I'm not that stature. Those interactions are that much more crucial because they'll look at you, finding out you're in a security capacity, and then they'll judge you.
Mm-hmm.
And how you communicate. Again, I don't have to even present myself as security. I'm working in a consultant phase, or I'm an assistant, or I work for the office. I'm a representative for X, Y, and Z. And if I can get information from you, I've already won. And then they go, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Wow.
But again, if you need to dial it up, you dial it up. And there have been times that we, unfortunately, have been in places where you can see it coming. And I think that's another part of what we do. The preparation is actually more important than the event, should we say. Because if something happens, I've already failed.
Yeah.
But if I can see something progressing, something happening, and we can go, let's go over here. Let's change it up a bit. Let's change the route, or let's delay your meeting for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And they can get upset about it, and that's okay. And I've worked for people who have yelled at me quite excessively. And you just learn to take it because ultimately you know why you're there.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a thick skin, you won't last very long. But the preparation, it's so crucial. And then you learn people.
Yes.
You can see their facial expressions. You can see hands. You can see people are tapping their feet. I worked for a gentleman that did talks, and they were very exclusive rooms. But there was some guy in the back who was sitting there just tapping, and he was hyper focused, sitting in the back row, and he was focused. And you just need to break that. So because he was in the back, grab a bottle of water, walk up to him and go, did you want a bottle of water? And I kind of snapped him out of it. And you could see he just wasn't happy. Now, I could escalate it in the middle of a talk and say, we need to leave. Or I can call the assistant and say, we want to set up a private meeting for you. Maybe afterwards we can, do this one-on-one. Ultimately, it gets him out of the room. But noticing people in a crowded space takes practice.
Certainly.
And it's exhausting. It really is. I mean, on the eyes, on the brain, it's like you're just constantly looking.
You're
Secret Service, don't wear sunglasses because there's always a sun. Those eyes are beady, just moving, watching hands, watching faces, watching people, watching places. Like it's exhausting. So I get home and I'm like, I didn't even do anything today.
You're the defense between chaos and not chaos.
And as long as the client is okay and they're happy and they go to bed not worrying about it, really that's what matters.
Is it true about the fake hand with the Secret Service?
I don't know. I've seen those things myself.
Yeah.
I can't speak for that. Allegedly.
Yeah.
There's again, what's out on the internet? Do we believe? I don't know.
I was lucky to be in a room with Trump one time, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He came to Metro headquarters and spoke at a graduation ceremony of a client of mine. Okay. And I was very lucky to be in that room. It's an amazing story, actually. I was at Metro with him in a tiny room, a little shoebox, the day before, and there was some 600 or 700 people on the guest list to come, but there was 400 max in the room that could be. That's it. So I'm sitting there with the CEO, and he's just doing the best he can to just get as many people off the list as possible. And I remember looking at him and saying, he's going to pardon you. I said, I feel it. I know it. And it's not going to happen. And the next day, I'm in the room. I was lucky with my rabbi friend. We were very happy to be there. Anyway, and of course, Trump spoke for a while, and lo and behold, he mentioned he's giving a pardon to the CEO of the organization of which I do work for. And he called me afterwards, the guy, and he said, Alex, all I could think about was me and you in that little room yesterday. when he said it. I just knew it. I felt
Yeah.
it in my heart. So anyway, long story. But the Secret Service there was just so. I remember finding myself just staring at them. Maybe that's a mistake that I was doing that. But I'm just looking around and thinking, my God, these people in a second will take any action necessary. And I knew that, and that's
They
so
will.
interesting.
They will, but they are so well prepared.
Yeah. I met the advanced team, by the way, and I met all that. And
And you know what? They're really amazing people.
Yeah.
Just person to person. I've been very fortunate that when people where I grew up hear the people that I'm around, it overwhelms them. But they're just people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I was listening to some podcast the other day, and they're like talking about the big politicians and the big celebrities, and what, they don't have fights with their significant others.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wake up with a tummy ache.
Yeah.
You know, they don't bump their toe on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
You know, yes, there's certain things they don't worry about, but they're people. And when you speak to them like people, they actually respect you more. So being in those rooms, I met Secret Service, State Department, presidents, prime ministers, senators. They're people.
Of course, yeah.
One example, we had a gentleman when I was with Las Vegas Sands. So they come to our home, right? It's safe. They've got Metro out there. They've got all the other agencies that are assisting them. At the time, I believe he was a House Minority Leader, if I'm not mistaken. Big profile person. Came being honored, speaking with the family. Big team shows up, and event starts to go on. And my colleague and I look over at the team, and they're standing there, stoic. Now we know this is our house. We're good.
Our house means our place.
Our property.
Yeah.
It's within our sphere
Yes.
of
control, right?
control.
Yeah.
So we go up to the team leader and we're like, hey, Joe, listen, next door, there's this room. You don't have to wait for the food, right? You can go there. It's specifically for us. There's a starter. There's a main course. There's a dessert. There's coffee, refreshments, whatever you need. We're going to be here a while. Start rotating your guys. One at a time, 15, 20 minutes. Shovel something in because we know it's going to be a long day for you. You don't know when you're going to eat or drink. You don't know when you're going to go to the bathroom.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
It's not up to you. Guys, this is the time. Get it going. Oh, no, we're okay. We got a protein bar in our pocket. Which, okay, fine. We all do.
Yeah.
Because of those moments.
Protein bar on one side and the carry on the other side. Yeah.
And we know it's going to happen. So when you get a moment, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it took us to convince them. We all rotated so they wouldn't see us for 10, 15 minutes. You shovel something in, come back. Eventually they did it. Their entire team got through the rotation. Event comes to an end. Our client, their client, goes into a hallway on the side. They're saying their goodbyes. Everybody's surrounding everybody else. And I kid you not, had I not heard it and seen it, I wouldn't have believed it. The House Minority Leader, I believe that's what the position he was at the time, turns around to his lead agent and says, "Did you guys eat?" Which I thought was phenomenal,
Yeah.
right? That he even cared, which is not the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, we did. And there was a frustration in him. He says, "I'm going to ask you one more time, Joe. Did every single one of your guys eat? Because if they didn't, my wife and I are going to go sit down and we're going to wait till every one of you have eaten." And he goes, "Sir, we had this for starters. We had this for main course. We had this for dessert. I had a coffee. Jeffrey had a tea. John had we're good. Thank you." And the guy looks at him and goes, "Okay, let's go."
Wow.
And he left.
Yeah.
And I think it was 6 months or 9 months later, whatever it was, I'm on a cruise. And I'm walking around, just minding my own business. It was before I had kids. I can enjoy myself a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I look across the boat and I go, no. couldn't be. I'm not going to disturb anyway. It's the senator.
Wow.
He's there with his family. So I'm like, I'm going to stay away. It's his private time. Throughout the day, I'm aware of it, so I'm circling because I don't want to interact with him.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that uncomfortable moment. We end up in the same place. He taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. He goes, "How do I know you?" Senator, I worked for this client, and you were at an event, and that is possibly how we ran into each other. He goes, "You were the guy that fed my boys."
Yeah.
He remembered
remembers,
that.
yeah.
They remember those things.
Yeah, sure.
And then we end up in D.C., in a private room, in a private building for a secret meeting that never happened. And lo and behold, the team leader is the same guy who was at our, in Vegas. And he looks at us and he goes, "We're going to be here a while. You see that room over there?" Those are the things that create those relationships.
Yeah, sure.
That you can trust people so that when bad stuff happens, you don't have to think about it.
Mm.
And my partner and I, Lori is my business partner, Lori Bush. She's 29 years, retired from the Bay Area. That's a tough place to be. She's a tough cookie. She's also done decades of executive protection with whether it be C-suite executives to royalty.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're trying to do differently because this is a saturated industry.
Is it?
It is.
Well,
There's so many security companies. There are so many agents. Everybody's working for the same companies. You're all kind of circling through the circuit.
I see.
What we're trying to do differently is create an environment that a client goes, "I have option A and I have option B, but I remember that experience. I'm going to stick with that one."
I assume it's heavily referral based, in the sense of like.
It is a big part of it.
Look, I know who you had a relationship with for a long time. I'm not. You can make those comments, not me. I don't remember who it was at that hotel. But I'm like, how do I say it? As a layman, when I see you in that position, walking with whomever that I know who that person is, there's like a real strong like. It's very impressive. It's very like scary almost. Right? I don't know how to say that exactly, but it's like you understand that you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And you understand that you wouldn't just be random. They're not going to put me in that position, right? With no skill.
Sure.
Right? I might be a nice person, but I don't have a skill set.
But you have to understand, and I think people don't always get this, just because you are prior military or prior law enforcement does not always translate. Because of the soft skills, you're not in government anymore. It's private sector. Carry my bags. Oh, no, I don't carry bags. I need my hands. Okay, bye-bye. I'll get somebody else. Their hard skills are phenomenal. They do have the interactive skills with people because that's what they've done in their prior, their lives. It's just different. You don't have a badge anymore. You don't have that authority anymore. Now it's a game. Now you got to figure out a different way of doing things, a different way to communicate, different way to get what you want. And there's sometimes too type A, the image. So I would rather blend.
It interests me, like.
And we knew each other.
Yeah.
So hey, how are you?
Course.
Nice to see you. But I don't know. And maybe it's just me. I'm just chill.
Well,
I'm calm when I'm at work, which is strange.
You've been doing it for a long time. And
I'm less calm at home, I think, than I am at work.
Wow. We'll talk about children soon. Yeah.
Sure.
First of all, like besides, I'm assuming CCW and basic thing like that. Like, what other licensing is required? I'm just interested to understand.
So it depends on what state you're in.
Okay.
Every state has their own licensing requirements. In Nevada, it's the PILB, which is the Private Investigators Licensing Board. And in order to work basic security, you have to do a very basic written test and background check, and you can get what's known as like an unarmed guard card. Anybody can get that. With all due respect, it's anybody can get that. Then there's multiple courses. There's no national licensing. I think there's something in the works to possibly go in that direction. Some people like it, some people don't. But then in order to be armed, you can have a CCW. You can have a CCW. I can have a CCW, but if I don't have an armed guard card in the state of Nevada, I can't work security with my weapon.
I see.
Even with the CCW. So being that next step, you need to get the armed, which makes you have to do a qualification at a range with a certified firearms officer, and you get sponsored by a company to be on their roster as an armed agent.
I see.
Now that could be, for all intents and purposes, a Walmart security with those same licenses. But to do what we do, there are specialized courses, and there's multiple companies, both in Vegas, and there's a couple in California that are very good. Some in Miami. Shout out to Joe LaSorsa, one of the biggest in the country. Their courses are fantastic, and they take you through the specialized environment that you're going to be working on. They give you clients as role players, silly things from how do you walk with a client? Where's the right place? What are you looking for? Where are you moving? And it's kind of like, oh, I can do this, but okay, well then you get in a room with 6,000 people at, I don't know, Google event coming to town, and you're in the wrong space. So you learn to do those things. And then there's the driving, there's the shooting, there's the reactions things and doing the advanced work. They're not nationalized courses, but they're very well recognized, and they can get you in the door. And then it's all about networking. Because there are people that have multiple certifications. Medical as well is another big one. Obviously CPR, there's TCCC courses, which are tactical casualty care courses. But what good do those certs do if you don't know the people that are going to find you the work? So the training is continuous, and it should be.
It should be.
The likelihood of somebody having to use their firearm is, thank goodness, a lot less than having to deal with a boo-boo.
Yeah, medical episode. Yeah.
So we do medical courses. Michael Marsh with Marsh EMS Consulting comes out to Vegas. He's all over the country. And he does a specialized executive protection medical course. And they make it real. It's real.
Wow.
It's real. Like, is that real blood?
Wow.
Was that, it's real. And it's fun. And it should be fun, because that's, I think, where you learn more, is when you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't consider myself one of those subject matter experts. I've just done it so long.
Humility is a beautiful thing.
It is, but on the other side of the same coin, you've got a lot of very sticky people.
Sticky in the sense of I know everything and I've reached the
Ego
pinnacle.
is a big problem,
Yeah, it's
unfortunately. It's very cliquey. People feel, oh, you're shaking my hand, you're very nice to my face, but then I heard so-and-so say X.
Yeah.
Guys, it's so not necessary. We're there to help each other.
Look,
But this is part of our industry.
But they look at you as their competition, so I can understand that.
Correct.
Look, I'm a pilot in a previous life. I said many years ago. It was a big hobby of mine. And in the training, it's like 95% is a disaster mitigation situation, right?
Correct.
It's very simple to push the throttle in and pull, but what happens when the propeller stops, right?
Sure.
And so I love that about my training. They always said you cannot be complacent. You cannot skip the steps of the procedure to start, the walk around prior to getting into the plane, because the one time you do, you're going to have a major problem.
Yeah.
I had the benefit also of a real Mayday when I was training in California, and scared the shit out of me, and landed the wrong way on the runway in Van Nuys and this whole thing. Long story short, when I was doing my twin engine rating. And
Right.
I say benefit because I was also much younger and much more ego-driven, and I could do anything, and I would go party in Las Vegas and sleep for 5, 6 hours and then fly back,
Sure.
in my own plane, right? So it was good for me to experience something like that to say, wow, this is real. This isn't a game. We're not playing around here. So I think in your industry too, it's like I just make the point that I think that the continued education and the real world application of what you do is so important
Sure.
that you don't become complacent, et cetera. And on the point of the humility, and I say it in my own business, right? Like I'm operating at some degree of scale. I'm responsible for 15 colleagues and their lives and their families and hundreds of websites in my ecosystem and massive spend from a marketing perspective, which is on my shoulders, right? I'm managing money for my clients essentially.
course.
I am responsible for spend on channels like Google and Meta where they're trusting that we are paying attention to the detail and that we're going to do the work that we say we're going to do. And I take that as a big burden, right? And so I don't mess around with that, but I look at it not that, oh, I'm the knower of all things, I'm better than everyone else, my company's bigger than theirs. I don't look at it at all. I think, hey, I'm just a guy trying to do the best work that I can, and I come about it from a position of I intend to do the best work that I possibly can, and I'll tell you, I've been given a real gift, and one of them is that I don't speak things that I don't feel comfortable with or that I can't see to the end. I have a favorite line. It says, it's very easy to start projects. It's not so easy to finish them.
Correct.
We launched near 40 projects in Q1 of 2026. I'm very proud of that. And like, it's not easy, right? It's easy to make promises is what I'm saying. It's not so easy to see it to the end.
Correct.
And so I'm aware of that. And I remember the road that I had to take in order to get to where I am now.
And you are where you are now because of that road.
Yes, because of that road.
And probably because of the mistakes.
Many mistakes. I always joke, I say I'm bald from the early 20s, thinning, right, till now because of the many mistakes that I made. The many mistakes. I said to my wife on a personal subject when we first met, first date, second date, I said, listen to me. I've made every mistake a man can make in his life. Just go into this with me understanding that. I'll always be honest with you. I would be direct, but I want you to understand I've made every mistake possible, and that's actually to your benefit because I'm not going to repeat it on you. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat it on you. So,
but it's made you better at what and who you are.
Yeah.
And those clients come to you because they know you will follow through. You don't make false promises.
No.
You don't, promise the world and don't deliver.
I'm not looking for headaches at this time in my life.
But why do they trust you?
Because I'm honest with them.
And you've performed, you've proven yourself, you've given your word and you followed through.
But it's also not just
That's a people skill.
It's
not
is
a technical skill.
You're 100% right. And by the way, my number one, I've been asked before, what is my number one skill or gift or whatever, like my role in all of this that I'm doing here? It's my ability to have my relationships with my clients. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have a business.
Correct.
And I am not the best designer that ever walked the earth, not the best developer, not the best system admin, not the best marketer, not the best all those things, right? It's just I have every single one of my colleagues is better than me in their role, period, end of story. And I hire because they're excellent, not for any other reason. I always say in the beginning, I was looking for the cheap because I was broke. I had no money. And I was just looking for anything. Please, let me just do a filter on price, right?
Yeah.
Which is insane, right? Because what ends up happening is that you're going to do it 5 times over anyway, and it's not going to be done correctly. So, yeah, my number one is my ability to maintain relationships with my clients. And just to make a point, I often say this, I am a human being.
Yeah.
I am not perfect, and I will never be perfect, and my team will not be perfect. But we will always answer the phone. We will always put our best effort. If we mess something up, we take responsibility for it. And things, especially in the marketing, there is no 100% like you hit every single home run. It just doesn't work that way. This is not a set it and forget it thing.
Sure. But you seem to have, as a young person, skills and understandings and beliefs of the old school. And I'm the same way. It's an integrity thing. The youth of today just don't have it. They don't have consequences that we've both experienced. They're not able to be trustworthy because there's a way to get out of it. It's an old school way of thinking of creating a bond with people, whether they work for you, whether they're in your family, whether you do work for them, that they can trust you. It's a people skill that is being lost. I'm not into the technology. I'm trying because I think we'll fall behind if we don't.
Yeah.
I'm just a people person. And there are old school skills that I think are forever. And honesty and truth and integrity and following through on your word and taking responsibility when you don't are skills that hard work, grit, just pushing through it. You are where you are because you didn't give up. I think it was Dana White recently said, or a bit far back on a podcast, that he was speaking to his kids. And he was saying, if you can just be that much more aggressive in your approach, in your attempt, in your work ethic, you're going to crush all of these kids because they don't have it anymore. But for me, and not knowing your business like you do, it's less about the technical skills and it's about what you have built with people.
I agree with you.
They will keep coming back to you. They will keep referring you. They will keep trusting you. Your staff come to work knowing that you're not a boss.
No.
You solve problems.
I come to my work with my little lunchbox just like anybody else. Okay? I do. I just show up here with my lunchbox and do the best that I possibly can. I was reading this morning, the CEO of NVIDIA, he was like, he said, like, I have all the time in the world for people during the day because I do my top priorities first, right? And I'll tell you, me, I have about 263 top priorities. I do, and it's very difficult, and I have multiple places of managing and what's in my mind because when I leave here, I'm not checked out from work. That's one of the, I heard it one time, they said, listen, you put in all these decades of work and you work 8 hours a day and you open your own business and what do you have? You have the benefit of thinking about it for 15 hours a day instead of for 8. And so there is no turning off, right? Sure. I leave here, I try to be present with my children and my wife, and I'm not perfect. And I've said to my team, hey, I'm an addict of responding to your messages. And I'm keenly aware of that. So do me a favor. Don't message me between 5 and 8 p.m. Please don't do it.
Sure.
Just don't. I need to decompress. I need to be present. The biggest crime I think I could ever do and look back and be so sad is that I didn't be more present with my beautiful children at those times. It's so hard, right? So I'm really working on that. I'm cognizant of it, and I just will not allow myself. Because look, you always look at others. Like I have a couple of friends that are in similar industry than I, and it's wonderful to have those friends because they do what I do in a similar way, and they understand the ills. And you don't meet too many people like that. And they're working till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, waking up and taking calls at 6 or 7 in the morning. I don't have that, thank God. Nor will I allow it, by the way. I don't care how much money someone offers me. I'm not going to take that life. Don't want it. But anyway, so being present in the life, I think is so important, and
it is hard because it's a 24/7 world.
Yes, it is. Learning how to delegate and how to systemize things is also important.
True.
That was something that I've gone through over the past years. This is not the Alex show anymore, right? You can send me an email. There's a good chance I'm not going to see it till tomorrow.
Correct.
You can send me a message on a text. I have like an aversion to standard text message for some reason. I'm on WhatsApp all the time. Like you could send me a text, there's a 50% chance I'm not going to respond to you. But if you just follow this way that I give you in advance, I can support you better because I'm paying salaries to people to do that. So that was a hard thing for me, is how to allow yourself to grow and be better. And in fact, we're better. Sometimes we're responding to things in minutes instead of hours, day, right? You have 2 children.
I do.
What did you say, 8 and
2
11?
boys.
2 boys.
8 and 12.
8 and 12. 2 boys, my goodness. Growing up fast.
Yeah, very fast.
So I was going to
fast.
ask you, I was going to say to you, what would you say, Jarrid, to a younger version of yourself? But you already have the younger versions of yourself.
Yeah, I have the dichotomies of my relationship in both of my boys. They're very different, but yes, they come from the same source.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And what
would
like
I tell? What would I tell?
What would you say? What are some of the big things that make you who you are? Look, I'll tell. Let me say it a different way. You and I come from different backgrounds. I had a very colorful life history, and I didn't have a strong father figure, direction in my life. Didn't have it. And because of that, I feel like I went in offshoots in wrong direction in many ways and had to be hammered back into place.
Sure.
Right? And I've gone too far off to this way or that way because I didn't have the right direction. And how I've said to myself often, especially as I've gotten older, I'm 40 next year, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's my brother's age.
Carol's about 40, right?
Yeah, he's 40.
Yeah. And I often say to myself how I wish I had this version of Alex that is so much more experienced and knows who he is and does not care about the input of any other person if it goes, that's not the right way to say it. I don't need validation from some third party to know who I am.
Of course.
I don't need, like, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, I would have cared so much what some random stranger on the street would have thought. I couldn't care less. It doesn't affect my life whatsoever. My wife and I have crafted the life that we have for a reason and with intent and with purpose, and I don't need validation from a third party. I know I'm doing what I should be doing because I've done it with intent.
Of course.
But I say to myself often how much I wish that I had this version of myself in order to counsel the younger version. I would have had a much easier life. I didn't have what some others might say I have. But on the opposite spectrum, that pain, that difficulty, whatever struggle I went through in the past, it actually
I think that is so
became who I am.
It's so honorable that you became what you became, despite what you feel are shortcomings in your upbringing. And that's, I'll sidetrack for a little bit and come back, but that is why I love this country. I'm American. I've spent, in fact, last year was half of my life.
Yeah.
I'm American. That is how I believe, how I feel. There is no country on planet Earth, this is what I say to people, that provides you with the opportunity. Here it is.
Yeah. It's up to you. Go do it. It's in your
Whatever
hands.
you do with it is now on you.
Yeah.
I don't care where you come from. You can look at the Michael Jordans. You can look at the Oprah Winfreys. You can look at these people who came from dirt, who have made themselves icons of the world. It is what you do with it. So in your case, it's so honorable because, yes, if I look at my childhood, I had a very stable childhood. I had a wonderful family life.
Amazing.
My father built a business that he still runs today from nothing.
Amazing.
He was not given anything by his parents. They didn't have anything. I grew up going, well, if I'm being completely honest, probably from about 5 or 6 until about 16, I hated him. And
As is like the duty of the young kids, right?
and
I'm waiting for that period with my children. Praying they'll skip that.
Yes, and I'm a mommy's boy because I'm also the oldest of 3 boys, and I'm a mommy's boy, and so I was closer to my mother.
I am too.
And there's pros and cons to that, which I'm myself learning through therapy. And when I got to about 17, 18 years old, something clicked in me, and I looked at my dad and I went, "That's what I want to be."
Incredible.
I promise you, for my teenage years, we were like, the expression we used in South Africa was we were like chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
There's no way of putting those two together.
Yeah.
And then something just clicked.
Yeah.
And there was an element where I said, that's what I want to be. Now, he worked his butt off. And there were nights that he stayed up late and early mornings. But he was at every soccer game.
Yeah.
He was helping with, travel, and I couldn't have gone around the world without his assistance. And that doesn't take anything away from what the role that my mother played. But as far as the father figure is concerned, I had this roller coaster relationship with my dad growing up. And I look at him, and I wouldn't have considered us wealthy growing up. We had peer friends, and they were wealthy, and we know what real wealth is. They don't even know that style of wealth, but we were well off. I never had to worry about clothes and food and shelter and whatever I needed. But there's almost a sense of fear that I won't reach that. What he provided for us, now it's the fear of, what if I can't provide that same thing for my family? So it's almost to the point now where I will say to my kids, unfortunately, sorry, I have to go to work. But I know I gotta go. Because there's that fight in me of wanting to give them what I had, but also needing to be there for them.
Yeah. Look, you're 46 years old and you're telling me your father was at every single thing, and you remember that's one of the first things you said.
I remember it.
So,
I remember it. My home was the place where people gathered. When I left South Africa, my friends still showed up to my house and will say to my mom, "Hey, do you have any of that chocolate cake?" And they would just show up, call my mom and go, "Hey, you want to go for coffee?" Like, I felt was a very secure, stable background. So why would I leave that? Why do you not want to create something of your own within that community? Those are battles that I've fought. But when it comes to my own kids, I don't think it's a secret. My oldest son is with my ex-wife. My youngest son is with my current wife, who is my sunflower. I mean, she is the sunshine in the storm that I went through, and those details are irrelevant. But she is the sunshine in a storm.
Amazing.
And so it's very difficult sometimes because my kids are not always together. My family is not always complete. So it's a challenge, to try and always be there, but also take advantage of those moments where I can do a little more from the work side.
I understand this.
So
I really do.
It's a challenge that many people face.
What a beautiful gift that you have the opportunity to shape these two human beings.
It's a pressure, though.
It's a massive pressure.
It's a
I'm
massive
terrified,
pressure.
of course.
Yeah.
I'm terrified. I am now, that is my role. I am fully responsible. I often say to my wife and to anyone who will listen, frankly, you know me, I can't stop talking about the children. My entire life was in preparation for them.
And the day they were born, you changed.
Forever.
Ever.
Forever.
It'll never be the same.
I don't care anymore. I am not in pursuit of Alex obtaining some pleasure or something. It's not about myself anymore. These two beautiful human beings I'm fully responsible for. We sit every morning at breakfast. I'm looking at these two beauties, same eyes, same nose. I'm like, they're looking at me as they're eating this morning the beautiful food their mother gave them. I'm just like, they need me, for goodness sake. They need me. And I need them. My goodness, I need them. My life is, I can't imagine a moment without them. And my son is only 14 months old. It's like he's always been here.
It'll be big before you know it.
I know, and everyone says it, and I'm crying, and my wife and I are crying, and our daughter is growing up like there's no tomorrow, 3.5.
Although I got to tell you, as different as my kids are, and I do, because of my circumstance, have one-on-one time with each of them, they will teach you your faults. They will teach you what you've done right, but they will teach you what you're not doing right. And those pre-teen years that I'm now going through, where he shows up, walks up the stairs, walks into his room, closes the door, and I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I walk in there, I go, is everything okay?
Yeah.
He's just on his bed, watching a show. He's like, oh no, I'm just chilling. Can you close the door? I'm like, need me.
Yeah,
you must
want me. Yes.
Yes.
It was said
but
to
he's
me-
getting to the age now where there are different topics of conversation and being able to. I'm enjoying, I think, this stage more than the little stage. I think that was a little tougher for me.
Interesting.
I'm enjoying this. Now I can talk to you about things. And my oldest one does not do martial arts. He's not into martial arts. He's not interested in martial arts. My youngest one is into martial arts. So he'll come home with, Daddy, can I show you this? And obviously he can do things to me that he can't do although he tries, he can't do to his mom. He's allowed to punch me. He's allowed to wrestle with me.
Great.
And those things are building those relationships. But now they're getting older, and I'm not cool anymore. And
But you're so cool. Look at your job. Who was I talking to? I have a famous musician friend and client. Said the same thing. He's got boys that are like in their early 20s, two of them. And he's like, yeah, they just think I'm like the biggest loser on earth. I'm like, you're like, you are the #1 Billboard single artist of all time. It's a fact, right? Like, if you're not cool, I don't understand
nah,
who.
you're dad.
You've played in front of, I'm assuming, millions and millions of people in the world, and you're telling me you're not cool? So anyway, it's like you can't win in that
Yeah,
department.
my oldest, who's very into soccer, and he's actually really talented at soccer. And I don't say that just because he's my kid. Soccer has been in my world since I was 2. He's really, really good. He came home one night and was very quiet. And this was about a year or so ago. And every night, again, he's 12 years old, so I want to lay in bed with him, and he allows it, and he still likes it. But it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But he's lying in bed one night, and he says to me, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Uh-oh." He goes, Can you not coach from the side of the field anymore? Like during the games? Like, can you just..." I was like,
This hurts. Yeah.
I said, "But..." He goes, "Dad, I have a coach." I said, "I know," but he goes, "Please."
Yeah.
So I stand on the side of the field with my phone and I record. And I find myself holding back because he's too cool now.
I get it.
He's too cool now.
They'll come around.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
worried. I'm not worried. I'm the circumstance is not easy, but I'm just trying to. I think my goal is just keep my kids together.
Of course.
That's for me the toughest thing.
Yeah.
Showing them that no matter what, I will always be there.
Yeah.
I will not eat. I will not sleep. I will not. I don't want anything. Don't buy me anything. Don't get me anything. I want everything for you.
Yeah.
And I think if they can learn those lessons, even some of the struggles that I've been through in my personal life, and they've seen them and they've unfortunately experienced some of them, the consistency, hopefully over time, will show them I've never left them. Because I think sometimes that can be an impression felt in the circumstance that I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think I don't care what people think, but I think I still do.
Well,
Because when it comes to my kids,
of course.
I don't want them to ever think that they weren't my priority.
Oh, when
And other people's input sometimes has an effect. And I want them to always know that no matter what I'm doing is, you're trying to build a legacy for your family. Trying to build something for my family.
Yeah.
That they can grow up and say, you know what? My dad did that.
Yeah.
And it's so hard.
Yeah, it is.
It is so hard because I think my earlier life on paper seems a lot easier than my later life.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the challenge. And I think I go to therapy because of it. And some of the lessons that I'm learning are helping more my kids than they're helping me because it's changing me for them and my wife for that matter. I obviously don't want to make her less important because the role she's played is tremendous in keeping our family together. But yeah, I just want them to be proud.
I love that.
Like I grew up going, I'm proud of my dad. And now he's much older and they live very far away.
Yeah, they're in South Africa.
They're still in South Africa and it's difficult. And thank goodness for FaceTime.
Yeah.
We've managed to maintain my kids' relationship with their grandparents. So it's tough, but it's just worth it.
I live in Henderson, and my wife's parents live in Summerlin. I mean, we're not seeing them as much as we should. We're doing the video. It's like, is it 30 minutes away? Is it 15 hours in a plane? I mean, it's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. I love what you said. I too feel the same way. I want my children to be proud of the things that I did, not like necessarily of all the things I ever did in my life, but to say proud of how I handled it, proud of how I packaged it and manage it now compared to what it was before. Right, like that's so important to me. I wrote a book about my life story to be released at some point. It's been in the making for a decade. But it's made some inroads recently.
Wow.
And now I look at it from a different lens. When I wrote the thing, I didn't have children, didn't have a wife. And now
Few auditions coming up.
the most important is that, and I remind myself very simple, they will read this one day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about what any other person has to say comparatively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just want them to grow up to be good, decent human beings and to be proud of what you sacrificed to get them there.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And to know, and look, I've often said, when you have what I had in that department, you can either emulate it or you can choose to do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm choosing, it's not even a choice for me, but I'm choosing very easily to do the opposite. And I'm comforted by the fact that I know what my priorities are and that my children don't have to guess what daddy's priorities are. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear. I can't help but smother them with love. And, already my daughter, stop. I said to a joke with my wife just this morning, I'm like, I'm going to be kissing them when they're 40. I don't care how old they are. They're my children for life. I mean, they're my.
But there are things that happen to you growing up that you'll start repeating as well.
Probably
like I remember going on a vacation. I was 14 or something, and we were in this what we called a skadonk mobile because it was just so cheap. And like I look back and go, oh my God, that was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And we're in Cape Town, and that's where everybody goes on summer vacation. We drove past this hotel, and the kids are sitting on the wall, and my dad starts to roll down the windows and play the music. And we're like, no, that's not right. And I do the same thing to my kids now, rolling up to their school. I just start to pull the windows down. He's like, don't even think about it.
So funny.
Start turning up like Metallica music. And
I love that.
Like,
I love
don't even think about it. But I'm doing the same thing to them.
Something I've, with the benefit of time, lots of time, and healing to some degree,
Of course.
I've allowed myself to admit that it wasn't all bad, right? It wasn't. It wasn't all bad. There was lots of good too.
Oh, of course.
And so I have some great memories like that too, and no doubt I will follow some of those things.
Of course.
Yeah,
you will repeat them, and then your kids will grow up and tell their kids the story. Oh, my dad did this to me.
Yes.
Oy vey, like was he thinking?
We're on vacation last week, and I'm like, I know she's not at that age yet to be embarrassed, but I'm like, she didn't want to wear her little hat in the pool, and I didn't want her to get too much sun on herself. So I'm wearing her little pink hat. I made the mistake of going to California. I thought spring break was the same everywhere. I'm the smartest guy in the world. I said, this Easter stuff is over. Spring break in Las Vegas is over last week. I'm going to go to this hotel in California to be empty. Guess what? It was California spring break. A disaster.
Oh, wow.
Packed. I hated it was just bad.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm in the pool with 500 other people, and I've got her little pink hat on, and she thinks I'm the coolest guy in the world. All she wanted was the chicken fingers and the fries at the side of the pool. So I'm the hero that made that happen. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
You have pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Endless.
Because those are the ones that they'll go with. Look at Dad.
Mike has this great line. I think his wife said it, actually. He said that, like, she took more photos of their daughter in the first 48 hours of her life than her parents took of her in the entire childhood. So, like, we're constantly, our phones are full of photos. But you know what?
Tens of thousands of photos.
It's the most important thing that I have.
And it's funny because every time we do family pictures, whether it's on a vacation, whether it's here in Vegas, my kids go, oh, why are we doing that? 6 months later, when we create these albums.
Yeah.
Not only are they on our phones, but wow, remember that and this and that.
It's so important. We make
Remember when you complained that you didn't want to do this, and now look at the memories.
I usually give my wife a hard time too. We go to this place called Lala, which we really like, and we go to the one in Henderson. It's closer to us, and it's like a struggle, right? Because the little one is crying, and Stella's getting pissed off and bored and whatever, and we can't seem to get one thing together. But you know what? We always just buy all the pictures because it's just like. I'm not going to sit there and go through every single one and choose. Just give us the photos. And you know what? They're magic every single time, no matter how pissed off one or two or three of us were at the time. So
they're the best memories.
The best.
They really are. I mean, I get upset too because my wife is always wanting to do like the selfies. And then I'm like, I have my sunglasses on, right? And I'm like working because my eyes are doing this even while she's She thinks I'm looking at the pictures, but I'm actually looking
Yeah,
around to make sure nobody else is doing anything. But those are the memories.
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah. Although I do struggle to not work when I'm not working.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because we'll be walking through somewhere and and she'll go, "Hey, stop. You're not working. Like, I can't turn it off.
I understand
Like,
that.
you're more important than my clients.
Of course.
So why would I want you to be safe?
Yeah. I'm sure there's, even if you're not trying, there's already a heightened level with you just because of what you do.
I think I'm that personality anyway. I think I'm always kind of on alert and heightened, which is exhausting.
Look, I have no skill to speak of in your department, but
when you're walking around with your children,
Always.
your sense of awareness
all the
is
time.
high alert.
I'm at my car putting my daughter into the car seat, and I'm looking around. Is someone behind? I can't help myself all the
Absolutely.
time. Is someone going to come from behind? I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the most precious thing in the world.
I think it's a wonderful thing to have, is that sense of awareness, because there's some people who just live with their head in the sand.
Yeah, I can't do
They
that.
think nothing's going to happen to me, or see something on social media like, what an idiot. What were they thinking? Like, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with. I think that's a community thing that should be taught, especially within our own community.
Yeah.
The awareness level is not where it needs to be. And again, I started learning that when I joined that volunteer security organization. It's like, I wasn't standing outside with a fully armed, semi-automatic, no, I was just looking around, and we're teaching parents whose kids are there to be aware and ask the right questions. And I think people today they're not there. And then things happen, and they're like, why didn't we do this? And
I'm hyper aware. These are the two most important things in my life.
yeah,
I did, frankly, burn down everything else in order to protect them. I say to Hashem every day as part of my prayers, I say, please, God, if there's something, give it to me, not to them, please. I'll take
absolutely.
anything. Just give it to me. I'm begging you, please.
Sure.
I'll take anything.
And you are willing to do anything.
Anything.
Yeah. Yes.
Cut me open, take it out, give it to them if you need it. It's so it's so amazing because it's not even a question. You know what I mean?
And it's not even something you're taught.
No.
It just happens.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Where did they come from? Baruch Hashem, where did they come from? My wife and I are in awe of it. I was like, you gave birth to 2 children. I was in the room. Where did they come from? Their souls, these beautiful things that started the size of a poppy seed, right?
And you look at them and go, wow, that's me.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh,
it is.
that was me right there.
Yeah. Oh, she speaks like
The
me.
things
Yeah.
they say, the things they do.
Yeah.
My wife even looks at my little one and goes, his butt looks exactly like
That's
yours.
what my wife says to me about Daniel. Exact copy. That's so funny. Oh, God.
And he's got my fingers and he's
Yeah,
got my
yeah.
toes. And it's like, that's just weird.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Look, I love to speak with you. I wish you great success.
Likewise.
Thank you. What's the website? How does one look you up?
So we have blacklabelprotection.com.
Okay.
We have Black Label Protection on Instagram. And we're on LinkedIn. Lori Bush, my partner, has her LinkedIn profile. Jarrid Rosen on LinkedIn. I live on LinkedIn.
Yeah?
It's such a wonderful resource. And it's mostly where we are interacting with people. So most of where our activity is. And then we're out there.
Yeah.
We're
Doing the work.
handing out the business cards,
Yeah.
trying to put on a good show, and just find people that we click with. We don't just take anything. We have some very strict rules about who we sign a contract with, and then we have to be able to pay our people a decent wage, and we have to be able to pay them on time. Because unfortunately, in our industry, there's a lot of lowballing and low bidding, and then you kind of get what you pay for.
Of course.
And we'll have people call us and go, well, your bill rate's a little high. Okay,
Not meant to be. Good luck with that.
cool. Like, no disrespect.
No.
And then 2-3 days later, they'll call back and go, you know what? Let's just do this.
But again, like, is this the thing you want to save money on?
You would be surprised.
Wow.
You would be surprised.
Why do it at all? I don't understand.
I think sometimes social media gives a different impression. We all want to be out there. We all want to be seen. We all want to be known. It's a brand. We got to get exposure. But there are some companies on the East Coast and West Coast who have these brands who are being exposed. But when they show up, the client goes, "What is that?" Doesn't know. We'll have people that are just security drivers. They don't know where they're going. They're constantly talking privately and personally with the client. They look like a mess. And that's not that they're not bad people, but it's optics.
Mm-hmm.
They'll call us afterwards and go, "Hey, client got on us about that. Can we figure something out?" Yeah. But you're going to have to pay for it.
Of course.
And we're not the most expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a standard. And people don't pay on time. And people don't pay the right wages. And then you can't find good people.
Of course not.
So we're out there on the social medias and those kind of things. But I think for us, it's performance-based.
Mm-hmm.
Referral is a wonderful
Of course.
Aspect for us.
Yeah.
We care deeply about our community. We're trying more and more to do things with full-time people here locally, because a lot of our clients are coming in from other places.
Yeah.
So we're trying to show people locally that we have what we already have here.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any way we can help them, and it really is for us a service. Again, it's not military, it was not law enforcement, it was not in government. We work to serve and support. We just want to provide, a service to our community, which is exploding.
Wow.
This place is exploding.
Yeah.
And there's just more to come. We want to be a part of it.
Of course.
But we want to do it right. You want to choose, option A, B, or C, we wish you luck. But it's not how we operate.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
It's a people business.
I don't think that, and I've said this to myself and colleagues of late too, you don't need to convince. It's either a fit or it's not a fit.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
It's either a fit or not a fit.
Sure. And there are some clients who could be sitting right next to you with $3-4 billion. You wouldn't even know who they are.
Wouldn't even know.
But they still require a level of service that you don't provide. They will go somewhere else.
Sure.
And some of them don't want you to have exposure online.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be known as being. So that's kind of the challenge of. There are some clients we're running into that they like you to be just kind of quiet.
Yeah, of course.
Don't be too loud about this. When you're a new company, you want exposure.
Sure,
you
sure.
want to be known. Like,
Yeah.
call us. Hey, we're right over here. But I guess it's a very private environment. You're in people's personal space.
Oh, totally.
Imagine having somebody sitting right there
Mm-hmm.
from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed.
Knows when you go to the bathroom, knows when you do this, everything.
Listen to your phone calls.
Yeah.
Sees your paperwork. Sees the interaction with your kids. Sees the interaction with your wife.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough.
So it really does come down to trust.
Big time.
Granted, you sign a number of NDAs. But it doesn't matter. Certainly not in the celebrity world.
Yeah.
It gets out. So it's about trust. And we're new. We're getting a lot of attention, thankfully. But we want to do it right. And again, we're community people. So we want to be a part of our communities.
Sure.
And we want to help our communities. And it's not a... My wife doesn't want me to say this, but it's not about the money. It's really not. Because if you do it right from the beginning, that will come.
The money will come. That's exactly what I was going to say. Money comes from doing good work.
It will come.
Yep.
But you got to do it right from the beginning.
I agree.
And it's about the service. It's about the integrity. It's about the reputation.
Yes.
Because something goes wrong and
Yep.
you're done.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do it slowly from the beginning, and we'll get there.
You
we will.
absolutely will.
We will. We've got some wonderful people around us and opportunities, and we'll do it for sure.
I'm
I have
100%
no doubt.
sure. Bezrat Hashem.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It is going to happen.
Yeah.
I've seen this for 10 years. I should have done this 10 years ago, but I wasn't ready.
I get it. And I often say, I just said this yesterday on a podcast too. I said, if I can see it in my mind's eye, I can make it happen in the world.
Sure.
And that's a piece of advice I say to those two. See it in your mind's eye. Make sure it makes sense. You see it there, you can create it.
The affirmations are not something I used to believe in. Again, my wife gets me into these things that I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? It's such nonsense. You have to work hard and then you get success. No, it's the universe is a powerful
Well, and it's
place.
your brain is a powerful place, and the dialogue that's going on internally is so critical to your success.
So powerful.
If I wake up every morning terrified of what's going to happen, I'm opening myself to that kind of thing, and then that's how I'm going to interact with my clients, and I'm going to breed that kind of thing. And I choose not to do that. I choose to focus on the positive. Yeah.
You saw this for yourself years ago.
Many years ago, 15 years ago. Yeah. Maybe
I
not
did
this
too.
exact.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't there yet. But now.
And you can't get from zero to it. That's another thing too. You can't, you see it. Look, frankly, I don't even know how to log into Instagram and look at stuff. Frankly, I watched a movie 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't remember when it was, Social Dilemma. Scared the hell out of me, right? Scared the hell out of me. And I recommend it, by the way. And since then, I just stopped caring. I don't care. I don't know how to go. Could I open Facebook and scroll? Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
Don't know anything that's going on over there. Don't care. Don't go on Instagram. Don't care. Obviously, professionally for the business,
Absolutely.
there's colleagues of ours that are doing that.
Yes.
But I, as an individual, am not pulling out my phone when I'm at Starbucks and there's 2 people in front of me and scrolling endlessly and looking for what to do. That just doesn't work for me. So, what can I say? I am who I am. Didn't happen overnight. And I say to anybody that thinks that you get success in one day, I think that that's a 1 in a million of an example of something that happened and not what you should be striving for. You should be striving to make a couple of positive steps towards your goal every single day, right? There was a book
What do they say? It takes 10 years to become an overnight success?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I'll leave you at this point, too. There was a great book I read. The name, let me think. Darren Hardy. What the heck was the name? It is escaping me this moment, but it was essentially the point was you get to your goal by making minor little things every day, right? It's not going to happen in 1 second. So I say that to anyone that was listening, right? Keep trying.
And we're both on that track.
Agreed.
I mean, I see it, having known you for so long, and we've seen the different circles and the different experiences, and that's why I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to talk to you. We've come full circle
Yes.
from back when you were at UNLV and different times, and it's so wonderful to see people that and really succeeding. And so I'm very grateful to be to be here in the success of yours, and I just wish you all the best.
Thank you. I had a wonderful time. We'll do it again, hopefully.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
That was awesome.